It's not the hip.
It's not the hip.
It's not the hip, man.
Power comes from the hips.
What's going on? This is Jared with Sacred Boxing. I am here at Metrolina
That's correct.
with Ed. I see Mike. He's over here practicing his nut shot.
Oh, hey, what's up?
What's up, bro? Question for you.
Yo.
Do you lie to your clients?
All the time.
Students.
I lie to them people all the time. Every day I tell my students lies. Every single day.
They're okay with that?
I think the ends justify the means.
Mike,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Let me
Talk to us,
explain.
man.
Let me explain.
All right.
And you'll get it as soon as I say it.
Okay.
When you teach a hook, right?
Right.
People make a big fuss about what? That foot right there.
Pivoting the foot?
Pivoting that
front
foot.
Yep.
Hey, that has nothing to do with the hook. Zero. The professional boxer concurs. If your foot pivots, it's a byproduct of a hook thrown well. Right?
Okay,
It's
I
not
like that.
like turning the foot doesn't. It's the same when we teach the kick. When me and Ed teach the kick, we want people to do this. The truth is,
Yep.
that has nothing to do with it.
Got it.
But if we tell them the truth, and we're talking about beginners who are maybe unathletic or uncoordinated or haven't figured out, if we tell them the truth, we are so far from the desired end result. Whereas if we tell them little lies here and there
Yep.
about how these techniques actually work, you know, we get closer to what we really want.
So it's true on the level that they are stair stepping the skill set.
You got kids, don't you?
I do.
And you lie to them all the time.
My son's gonna watch this.
Oh no! Just cut there. Yeah, just look at that.
Look at the camera and cut.
I'll say no.
Yeah.
No.
No, I don't. No, I don't. So, after speaking truthfully, where do you tell them the power comes from?
Oh God.
From a punch.
I don't know. I'm scared to even answer now. You got me nervous. I tell them from the ground, right? Starts
Okay.
with the feet, right?
I like
Maybe
that.
the hips.
Yep.
But I know that you're going to tell me that's not the whole truth.
Yeah. I'll say that's about half the truth.
Push this from the legs, from the feet, pushing off.
Pushing off. And that is a general answer.
That's an answer.
That is an answer, but not the right answer. So, Mike, I'm gonna have you turn to your right, and we're gonna talk about this right cross again. So, throw the right cross, and that's the answer I get. But if you notice, even his shirt is telling on him. This is on stretch.
This
That's
shirt
what's
that you can
happening.
get, there's a link down in your
Oh yeah, in my
right?
description. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lawrence of my craft. That's my.
That's his brand.
Appreciate the plug.
You're supporting him, not me. If they thought it was my shirt, they wouldn't buy it, but they'll buy your shirt.
We're working on commissions. Soon come. But yeah, even the shirt is telling on what's going on. The shirt is stretching through here. So it's not up here, it's not the side, it's not the hip.
It's not the hip.
It's not the hip, man.
Power comes from the hips. I say that like every day, dude.
That's what you tell them because they're at the beginning level.
Yeah,
And then they
because
have
that's
to-
what they're not using their hips.
Right. So then, where does the power come from on a cross? If it doesn't come from the here,
this
or
guy
the
right
hip, the foot, okay. We're exploring.
It's that, right?
Sometimes I have people do that. I just push and they fall back.
Yeah.
And then I let them know, remind them to load the knee. Bending the knee loads the quads and the
Yep.
calf and all that. And now, I don't get as much play on that. So, might be some, that's the half truth you're talking
Half
about. If we think about the opposite side, that a lot of people don't have that muscle-mind connection of the opposite side. What's happening over here? Mike throws his cross. Yep, Mike throws his cross harder. That's pushing me back more so. Again. So this has to come back for the arms to go forward. So the lat, rotator cuff, these are the muscles that are activating to make that cross powerful, make that power punch powerful.
What percentage of you think? You think it's half?
That's a good question.
You like how much? Do you think it varies on the athlete, depending on where they're developed at? You know, as far as hips or back or whatnot.
Yeah.
Because what you're saying essentially is recruiting the back
Good in the back,
to
correct.
send mass that way,
Right.
which allows us, you know, that whole equal and opposite reaction. It's not this reacting to the punch.
Yep.
The punch is born, you're saying, from this motion.
Interesting you say that, because in boxing, the coin phrase is, you can't teach power, power is born. But I'm challenging that even to say, you don't know, you don't have the awareness that this is where power's coming from. So,
As you're saying it, though, and this is not something that I've delved deep into,
right.
you know, but as you're saying it, I'm like, yeah. I feel like I could probably
Feel it.
squeak a couple more PSIs or whatever into
There
that
you go.
punch if I was more conscious.
There you go.
Like I tend to hit kind of hard, squared up like that, but I'm
For sure.
thinking pulling that
You
thing
can-
back.
Yeah, if you can rotate.
Definitely adding,
Mm-hmm.
definitely adding some force.
Yep.
If I'm consciously thinking about
Yeah.
almost like a, yeah, because these are your
Yeah.
biggest muscles, man.
For sure, the lats. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
and-
next to the hamstrings and stuff, that's a big, huge.
Yeah, back muscle. I mean, and it all kind of prefaced off of coordination, balance. Balance is a big key. If you do that punch, if you're off balance,
Yeah.
top heavy, then the power's gonna be lost.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or-
or back.
If I obsess about it too much.
There you go. There you go. So everything's in balance.
Back is hard, and back is hard to get people to cue. As when I was personal training, and you're trying to teach
Yeah.
pull-ups and rows and stuff like that.
Right.
People
okay.
have trouble, and boxing. What do people think of? Their hands.
their hands.
So they get obsessed with their hands and maybe their arms,
Right.
and they don't think about these other muscle groups and how they can
Yeah.
utilize them to throw these punches.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remind them. This is like you said. The pivot is the byproduct.
This is a byproduct. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is just a rock I'm throwing at you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's the driver of the motion?
The rotation.
The rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, another way I like to condition it, this kettlebell over here. If I came, lay down on my back, keep this left knee up, working on my cross. I go into full extension of this arm. I tell them to, I raise my hand above the weight, and I have them up and touch it. So what's happening is that left lat, back of the left side of the back, is pushing down on the ground, allowing the right hand to go up.
Yeah, you can't push it anymore with this hand's done.
It's already extended.
Yeah.
So where's the driver? It exists in the back, right here. Yep. So I'm gonna show that to Mike.
Golly.
30 pounds, I think. So stay extended. Reach up, drop this arm back, and then reach up and touch.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it just takes. I had to think
Through that.
what muscles I need to be using here.
For sure. So here. Good.
It's getting easier as it's like waking up. It's almost like these muscles are waking up. Like,
Yeah. Just adding that awareness to what's actually happening, what's truly happening, what's truly the driver of the motion, and then that's when you.
Yeah.
You can stand up. Yeah.
When you're working with people with their back, it's hard to get them to think about how to turn those muscles on.
Yeah.
But I've used cues like this before with the hook. I tell people all the time, people that are struggling with their hook,
Yeah.
right?
A lot of people want to travel this
and
way with hook.
sometimes I'll lie to them and tell them, oh, it's about this, and
Mm-hmm.
you turn this, but freeze this, and then kind of we get closer to a real hook.
Right.
But I've used the cue of like hitchhiking, this shoulder like
I like that.
back, trying to get them to throw weight onto their back foot.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we just said, well, you need to rotate, slight shift of weight from the front foot to the back foot, it's a pulling motion.
Yep.
Don't do a chest fly, don't contract your bicep too much. Like if we tell them all that, they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
you
Too
know,
much information.
Right. So we
Yeah.
tell them do this and then do this.
Right.
So that's what I mean when I say lie.
Right. I get it.
I don't know what the right answer is.
I forgive you. I didn't
Yeah.
know to what extent you were talking about. But I don't lie to my clients or my students, but
You also probably work mostly one at a time, right?
I do.
One at a time, one guy.
Yep.
Mostly, I'm probably dealing with on average, lower skill level because it's everybody. Hobbyists. Are you dealing with mostly fighters and athletes?
Fighters and athletes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can,
Looking to compete. So
yeah,
Yeah.
who are more invested and
More
care
invested.
more.
Absolutely.
So if you only had 10 minutes to explain the technique and you had to prioritize, right? That's why I lie. Also because I'm a bad person.
Yeah. So what do you think?
It's
You like
actually, well, yeah, and talking about waking people's
Yeah.
mind muscle connection is, I think, what
Yep.
you use. Their back. That's how you do. If you're ever behind them walls, if you're ever in prison and you want to work on your back,
Okay.
use a similar exercise because there's nothing to do pull-ups on because they don't want you to. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So you in
What do you
prison.
mean?
Yeah, in prison, you use your elbows. You think about pulling your elbow, pushing your elbows down, and
Okay.
lifting yourself up like that. Because there's nothing to row or pull up on, and it's tough. It's tougher than it looks.
Yeah.
So if you ever want a true like a hotel workout, no equipment workout, where you can't row anything.
I had never ever done that before, so
You never been to prison?
nope.
Oh.
Clean cut,
Yeah.
stand up citizen in society. Ooh,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
tough.
think I can go up.
It's tough.
Are you you're pinching?
Think. It's a mind thing.
Ah.
Mind muscle. Think about putting your shoulder blades together. Think about driving your elbows through the earth.
Gotcha.
Chest to the ceiling.
Ah,
Yeah.
That helps. That helps.
Yeah, it's the same
it's-
idea. We're just
all
this is just
integrity.
both of them. This is just a little fitness tip for you.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're traveling, you're on the road, you need your body weight exercises.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
I feel the strain in doing two.
Yeah.
So I can
No, it's
imagine
tough.
like
Yeah, it's
building
tough.
up a.
Because you can
set.
do squats and push-ups, you can do those anywhere, but there's not a lot of ways to do back without a weight or without something
Right.
to hang from.
Right. That's bomb.
Does that apply to every punch? Like this concept or this idea? Do you think you would teach it within the jab to maybe add some range or snap or power to the jab?
At an advanced level.
Yeah.
At an advanced level, definitely the hook. The
Yeah.
hook has to.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're coiling prior to, or
Yeah.
slipping here, and then you want to wake up that opposite side. Yep. To drive that hook in there.
Because there's a lot of little things we can do to add power, like putting some body weight
Yeah.
into it, snapping the head over, stuff like that. But just then, which that's not something I've ever done before,
Yeah.
I've slipped a million punches and come back with a hook a million times. And I hit pretty hard. I hit pretty hard.
Yep.
But just thinking about if in that moment I was to also pull that thing like
Yeah.
that,
Get that awareness going.
I feel like you could really hit hard like that.
Yep. Yep.
Practice
so it's
that.
important.
Practice that.
Yeah.
That's something you do. Do you do that? That's like deliberate practice. Like you line up, get in front of the bag, and really
Yeah. Slow motion.
do it in the air first.
Yep. Air. Yep. Take it to the mitts. Take it to the bag. Stuff like that. Do it slow, controlled.
Right. I think you'd have to do in ice. You can't add it in while you're
Nah.
shadow boxing
Yeah.
stuff like that. You really need to sit and focus and think about.
Yeah. Driving that opposite side back. Yeah. Getting that connection. Yeah.
I feel like you could hit harder with less energy too,
I think that's the key of it
because
too.
we're spinning this thing up instead of pushing it.
Right. Stay inside the container and like it. So that's all we have. Like, comment, share. Watch them getting those nut shots in again.
Reps, dude. Reps.